Hi, Bonsai Ligan here. I have here a species which I do not know, but the leaves look like duck feet. So, but this is not a popular material here. There's a similar material which is popular that looks also like this, but not this one specifically. So I'm giving you the 360. See, and I have deliberately overgrown this one in order to strengthen the base branches. But now I'm afraid that this will dominate. The vigorous branch shoots will dominate the so I need to trim this back and let it grow again. Okay, so maybe we can focus on the leaves. Okay, so if you see, the leaves look like duck feet. So those are the leaves. It looks like duck feet. Okay. And I have also 3 types of scissors. Okay, I'm showing you here 3 types of scissors. See, this is one is a long scissor, bonsai long scissor. You can this can be used to, for example, this can be used to remove leaves like that. See, if you need to remove, if you defoliate. Okay, so this is the long scissor. This is the short scissor, but this short scissor is what I like to use most, because you can also cut leaves and you can cut branches like that, and you can also cut roots. So this is actually called a root cutter. See, so or a short scissor like that, big handle, so that you can't really slip. But the long scissor, you cannot use this. You should not use this to cut thick branches. Okay, then you have an ordinary trimming scissor. You just buy this at, you can buy this at any agricultural supply. So this is used for trimming. You can also get inside, just like the long scissor. You can reach inside like that. And if you're a beginner, so I advise you to buy one long scissor, one long for trimming, and one short scissor. But these are bonsai tools, these two, and these are expensive. This is about 3,000 pesos, and this is just about 300 pesos. This is also almost 3,000 pesos. So those are my tools that I will be using for this work then. And of course, when cleaning the trunk, we will be just using ordinary toothbrushes, then water, and sometimes we use soap. So this is how it looks if you are viewing quite from the top. So you can see how dense the shoes are. Okay, so again, to let you see the leaves. So let's focus on the leaves. So the leaves looks like duck feet. Okay, so my assist is now starting to so that you can also look at the trunk. That's the trunk. This one is a dead part. All of this dead, and some Okay. This one is also dead. Ako sa kuno tuyo kondong. Okay, the live part is at this side. This is the live part, you see. There's the bark, and but this one is also dead. So we will clean that up and then apply lime sulfur to the dead part. Okay, we will work simultaneously. I will be doing the trimming. And I will trim to the first node only. So that means I will cut very short and trim. So usually I trim starting from the top. Now I have very strong shoots from the top. I can use the long scissor or short, but I'm using the short scissor because this is much stronger. Okay, see, I have very strong shoots. Okay, some adventitious buds can also be growing near the trunk, so that needs to be removed. Like this one, you can remove this by just rubbing it with your fingers. Or you can use scissors. Okay, so remove those advantageous buds and instead you clean them. You still have plenty here, and then we clean them by brush. Okay, to clean a branch, you have to hold it with your other hand, okay, in order to prevent breakage. So either you just stroke forward or make it twisting like that. If you have some corners, if you want to hit some corners, then you can do it like that, or you can just forward and backward it. Then dip it in water again. See, the molds are removed. Okay, if you notice, I have some shoots which I did not cut short. These ones, because this will be the new shoots which will be growing long and growing vigorously. So, but I want to have a directional pruning, so to say. So I would like this to grow, this one to grow strong, and then cut somewhere here. So I will have an expansion towards this side. So, and maybe it requires some, a wiring work. So you see also this one. These are the shoots which were delayed because of those vigorous shoots growing, which I already cut. So they will be the next shoots which will be growing vigorously. Okay, we are now draping it just like in a barber shop, and patanaw ta sa kondong. So this is the lime sulfur. Okay, these ones are imported from Japan, so okay, it's a Japanese. I cannot understand what's being written here, but these are lime sulfur. We will apply this without diluting. So the trunk that we will be applying, this should be wet. You have to ensure that the lime sulfur does not get to the ground, because that is a detrimental to the plant. Okay, so that is the first pass. We are trying to make a first pass. although this is not yet very clean because this should be cleaned by a power brush, but just to preserve this somehow. But we know eventually it will not really be preserved, but at least it will last longer. And that's the first pass. I will just make one pass for this job, and maybe later on we will put another, because usually to preserve this you have to apply this better if every 3 months, because lime sulfur is antifungal, so it will prevent fungal attack. Okay, so that's how this one is preserved, how the dead part is preserved. And for this plant, the design is just basically like this. Okay, it's sort of a leaning type, and the apex will be here, or maybe move towards the center. So we will have to just thicken this. So that's why the technique to thicken this is to let it grow along, just like the ones that you have seen. So see, we have removed very long shoots, and the next trimming will still be like that one. We will let this grow about half a meter long, or about 200 mm long, and then cut again. And sometimes we have to do selective pruning. So selective in the sense that there are still parts of the branches which we would like to thicken. So for example, this one, we would like this to thicken more here, and probably this one will also grow here, such that it will just become round. See, like that. On this portion it will just become round. Okay, so we will give you the 360. See, the one that is white now at the trunk is the dead part. Okay, all of this one here are dead. This one. So the only live part is the back portion. This is my selected front. Okay, because I'd like to show the dead wood, because that's the feature. So this is the only live part supporting the canopy. See, one more turn. You see, this is just for maintenance work, maintenance on developmental work. But of course, during shows, you have to clean the leaves one by one. These white spots are caused by the minerals in my water supply. My water supply is deep well, so excess lime sulfur should be wiped off from the live portion. Okay, so this spot is quite now suitable for this bonsai, although you have to do some cleaning, like more cutting works here. Okay, and then using a knob cutter, small knob cutters, so you have to clean further, like this ones. Some branches are still not deeply cut, but anyway, as I've said, this is just for maintenance and developmental works. And shows for work is a lot more detailed and tedious. Okay, so hope you learned something and enjoyed. Thanks for watching.